Hello, 1995, Batman.com. Today we're looking at the Batman Forever audio game from Parker Brothers. Actually, the title is Batman Forever Game, but so we don't get confused with the board game, we're going to call this the audio game. As you can see, this is a game where you use an audio cassette with voices and real sound effects from the movie. So, just going around the side. There's your side views, all the same, and then around the back you get sort of a layout of how the game actually looks when you lay it all out, and then you get this description, which is real voices and sound effects from Batman Forever movie transport you to Gotham City and Claw Island to battle the Riddler and Two-Face, use the Bat Signal, Batarang and Batmobile to beat the bad guys and rescue the good guys and win the game. All rules and gameplay are on a 30-minute audio tape, so no reading is required, and the two exciting games have a different outcome every time. Batman and Robin rule, and this little tape player not included. So yeah, this is what the game looks like when you lay it out. I'm just going to get the pieces out and just sort of roughly explain how the game works. Right, so inside the box there's not a whole lot. First you have this action-packed audio game cassette. This is the most important part. So this contains a narrator describing two scenarios. The first scenario takes place in Gotham City, the second takes place in Claw Island. And basically he is sort of like, it's almost like listening to an audio book of the movie, and this narrator is telling you what is happening. So the first part takes place in Gotham City. You're going up against Two-Face and his goons on the streets of Gotham and at the Gotham Bank, etc, etc. And the second part is towards the end of the movie, and you are going to Claw Island, and eventually you have to rescue both Robin and Dr. Chase Meridian. So what else do you have? So the board looks like this. That's your board for side A, Gotham City. Great piece of concept art there. Absolutely love this. This is kind of a very HR Giga-esque illustration. They did concept art for the movie, and you might remember, obviously, the giant head. I'm not sure about that, but this massive demon was in the film. In the part where Two-Face's helicopter is kind of escaping from the bank, and it kind of swoops through here. Utterly gorgeous artwork. They also use another piece of artwork for the second side of the game, where you go to Claw Island, which is again this really gorgeous, colourful piece. So as you can see, yeah, there's no squares, there's no dice or anything, so you put that down and then you start laying out these cards, and the tape describes what you do with all these cards. So you have like a use pile and a discard pile, and you shuffle the deck so that each time you play the game you pick up different cards, so you play the game differently depending on which cards you get. That's the way that you get sort of like different scenarios every time. So these are the cards, so I'll just quickly go through them so you can see them. So you get like Police, Two-Face, Thug, the Riddler, Police, 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 there's lots of Police and lots of Thugs. Riddler's Box, Police, some of these in worse shape than the others, got some folded ones. I've got a Batarang, so equipment card, so you pick those up and you can like knock out a Two-Face Thug with the with Batarang. Two-Face himself there, the Bat Bowler. Like none of these equipment cards really do anything different. Batwing there. Ooh, don't know what happened to that one, but it's looking pretty worse for wear. You got Robin, hooray! You got the Bat Signal, hooray! Riddler's Box. So the Bat Signal is kind of cool. So kind of like halfway through side A, it's like if one player has this Bat Signal, you can call Batman and kind of get to the end of that part of the game a bit earlier than you normally would. Right, so the Chase Meridian, I'm actually missing a Chase Meridian, so I have knocked this very accurate Chase Meridian card there. That's for the end of the game, obviously, when you rescue Robin and Chase. Riddler's Box. Sawblade Launcher, I always wondered what this thing was called. Sawblade Launcher. Batmobile, Batboat, Police, Batman, hooray! Batarang, Alfred, the Riddler's Box, equipment, Commissioner Gordon, ooh, that one's looking really worse for wear. So yeah, apart from the Chase Meridian, I think I've got a complete set, but yeah, some of these, I don't know what they did with them. Looks like they spilt Coke on them. Right, so yeah, it's just sort of roughly explaining the game. First off, you split into teams of either team one or team two, depending on how many players you have. You know, if you have 4 players, then 2 of you are on team one, and 2 of you are on team two. Again, I'm missing my team twos, so I've had to knock these little papery ones up. And then you have this win and lose coin, two-faced coin, which at certain points you flip, and if you win, you get to knock out Two-Faced Thug. If you lose, then Two-Faced Thug knocks you out. As I say, there's a really great narrator, very enthusiastic. It also does use clips from the movies, so you do hear, and they must have had like a very early cut of the movie, because you can't hear the music. So they've got like, if the Bat wants to play, we'll play. Harvey, you need help, gear up, etc, etc, etc. I won't do all my impressions of Batman Forever, but yeah, it is very, very cool to hear all that and get the sound effects and things like Two-Face's helicopter is here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually record this and put a video on my channel. So if you have this game but you don't have this tape anymore, this is essential. You can't basically play this without the tape. If you don't have this tape, I'm going to record it, and you can still play the game if you have the rest of the bits. But other than that, yeah, that is the Batman Forever action-packed audio game. This was a lot of fun. So I played this with my wife and my kid, and yeah, we had a lot of fun, and you have to sort of pay attention. You can obviously rewind the tape, you know, if you miss a little bit, but it does sort of like keep you engaged for 30 minutes. You're sort of like listening to a story, but also engaging with it and trying to battle each other. So no one really plays as Batman and Robin. I think towards the end of the game, the Batman and Robin cards get kind of switched around each player, so you each get a chance to kind of defeat the villain. The bit at the end of the very, very end of the game, when you're on Claw Island, is very cool. You get like about 10 Two-Faced Thug cards, and you put them down. You also put down Chase Meridian and Robin, and then you play as Batman. You go around the board, and you've got to flip the coin to try and defeat each of the players, and you've got to figure out where Robin and Chase Meridian are to like finish the game, which is, you know, a decent representation of how the movie ended. So yeah, all in all, I really, really like this. If you can find it, absolutely get it. It's lots of fun.